So, mixing liquids together. First, let's answer the obvious question. Why have you got me and not Raven and Steve? Well, what happened? Run out of space on the card basically. Press record, saw the little red light come on, sat down. 20 seconds later, camera turned off. We didn't notice. So, you've got me. I've got all my bass mixers to mix up. Not on camera, don't panic. But it'll be a good example just to work through mine. Excuse me. Right, so for me, this is half of my bass mix. Now, I'll be going through a little bit of experimentation when I'm using this because I've changed an old bass mix to what we'll call for now the DF blend. Okay, if it's any good, I'll tell you what it is, but if it's not, there's no point wasting your time now. But I don't know if you'll be able to see this again on, I think that's on camera, but it's got like a green tinge to it. Yeah, it's coming. Looks like it's coming across grey on the close-up camera, but I think that's that's more the reflection of the plastic bag. But it's got like a green tinge to it, and that's purely, believe it or not, down to the 10 grams of spirulina that's in there. That stuff is incredibly potent, but I do swear by it. It's a natural freshwater sort of algae that the fish do filter, so it's something that's on their sort of day-to-day food sources, and that's kind of been my topic with this boilie. What I would like to do with it is make it a white boilie, or as close as I can get it to being a white boilie, because any of the glugs that I want to put on them I can utilise to change the colour of it if I need to, rather than making up different bass mixers with lots of different colourings in. Excuse me. But what I'm told, I've never made a white boilie before, what I'm told by friends in the boilie making circles, white boilies are quite difficult to actually achieve naturally, shall we say, without using a lot of chemicals to sort of bleach the baits. So we'll see how we go. But this what's in front of me is going to be a dedicated freebies. Yeah, it's going out as loose feed, and this half we're going to do au naturel. Yeah, the other half I am going to have a play about with, see what we can achieve in this, going through different stages of getting to white. My freebies don't have feed stim XP in it. My hook baits do have feed stim XP in it. That, if you can see folks, that's feed stim XP, CC more CC XP, and if you look in it, it's kind of it looks like a soya sauce is what it looks like, so it's a dark brown liquid basically. I'll go through the liquids I'm going to put in just a sec, but between that between that and the krill excuse me, it's going to carry, and obviously the natural yellow of the eggs, it's going to carry a fair bit of colour to it. I don't know what colour it will come out as a au naturel colour, but I'm concerned that I might not be able to lighten it up enough to make it white. But we'll see how we go. Right, so let's go through what we've got. Next to me, down here, I have got, with my pointer, oh so important, cup of coffee. Next, 2 clean waters, 1 on a black coaster. This is just really to remind me not to rinse the forks or the spoons in that. That's for the syringes for sucking in to clean out the syringe. And this one here, that's my squirting bottle, my squirty tub, and that's what I'll squirt the syringe into to wash it out. So I'm quite conscious of mixing the flavours, and I've only got the 1 syringe, so I have to pay careful attention to make sure of that. And then next to that, obviously dustbin for eggshells. I'll go through the rest of them over there with you lot on that camera, because it's just easier. So start off with 1 bolt Into bowl we're going to put 4 eggs. Come on fingers. 2, 3, 4. So for Raven and potentially Phoenix watching, Steve, if you can't remember, and any of you lot at home that want to have a go at this, I think there's plenty of other how to make boilie videos out there. It's liquids first, then powder. Yeah. So into this later on, not this batch, but I'm going to be using some of the Mainline's True Colour White. That'll be the first powder that goes into the eggs after I put all the rest of the liquids in. So I'll be using that to try to get it as white as I possibly can before I put the rest of it in. Sorry, the base mix into it. Worst case scenario, I end up with a really light sort of green, like a mint sort of green maybe, but we'll see. Fork, give that a whisk up. Doesn't have to be too much now because obviously it's going to get whisked again when we put everything else in. So start at the back. Some krill, yeah. It's kind of should I give it a shake first, get them bits all mixed up. It's kind of a brown colour. I'm going to go with, we're looking at 30 ml of this stuff. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Remembering kids, always put your lids on. If you don't, you can bet your last pound that that's the one that you accidentally knock over. So, give that a rinse in there. Okay. This will run in that one. Remembering not to do that in my coffee. Alright, again, little mix. You can see the colours sort of coming on that. Okay. Right, next, some hemp oil. Yeah. And there's 20 of that. 2, 3, 4. Next, salmon oil. Got to wash the syringe first though. Doing ever so well, doing it twice, not dunked it in my coffee yet. But there's still plenty of time for that. 10. 2. Again, lid on. Clean syringe. The oil's done. And we've got like a, I don't know, I'll give you a close up in a minute. Let's see. What colour are you going to call that? It's like a vomit, stomach bile, sort of nasty, yellowy, greeny, browny colour. Not very appetising at the moment, for certain. So, We're going Foss oil next. Mainline's Foss oil, but again, get it from loads of people, can't you? Gonna need the spoon for that one, because my syringe ain't gonna reach. So, we can do 5 of this per egg. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 eggs. 4 spoons. 4 not going in there. One of my pet peeves, that is, getting an eggy 4 candle. Nobody likes that. Lid on, out the way. Right, let's give that a rinse. If you don't know, ladies and gents, 5ml in a teaspoon. So we want now cc more squid essence. 5 of this. Sorry, 10 of this. Because I'm not dipping it in anything, it can go straight on the spoon, and the spoon can get a stir around, because this is the last one. This Mainline's spicy Frankfurter. No, it's just called Frankfurter sausage, but it's quite spicy. I'm just having 5 of that in there. A dribble. Price of it, can't afford to waste it. Put that on there. That's all the liquids. We'll give that a quick stir, get anything off. Give that a quick wash and a wipe. Pop that down there. Hydration, important. Bad skills leaving coffee in front of camera. Right, let's give that a mix around. Kind of an interesting colour. There we go. That's what we're left with. Kind of looks like bad scrambled egg, maybe. I remember I haven't used this before. I'm trying to see what happens au natural. So nothing in there. I put this stuff together before. I mean, I haven't used it with this before. So what we're going to do slowly but surely is add 500 grams of base mix into there. And because this isn't my standard base mix, so it's been tinkered with, I may find that I haven't got enough base mix for the liquid that I've got. It's not a problem. I've got the other half of the kilo. I'll add that until I get the consistency that I'm looking for, and then I'll weigh the remains of that to see how much I've actually used in the base mix to go into this liquid here. Then I'll do the maths and I'll work out how much liquid I need to mix the rest of the base mix up, and then that will tell me how much to use in future. And obviously, writing everything down, I'll be able to go back to it whenever I want to. Okay, so to start off with, I just like to put a half decent scoop in there. You don't want to just tip it straight in, okay? If you've got too much powder, then if you tip it all in, you can't do anything about it. You can always keep adding it until you've got what you want, but you can't take it back out again. Mix around. You don't have to be afraid of it either. It's not like one scoop and you're going to ruin it, but one tipping 500 grams in, that might ruin it. If you're just starting, you're better off doing it slowly but surely. Take your time, enjoy the experience. But once you've made your first couple of mixes, especially if you're making the same mix, you know, it's the same ingredients inside it, you'll get quicker and quicker at doing it. Again, these look like they're going to turn quite an interesting shade here, folks. I think we might end up with green to start off with, like a really dark green. Don't mind if they go grey, that's a possibility, but we'll see. Now, when it comes around for me to make my hook beats, that's feed stim XPs, that's really going to make quite a difference. Yeah, this has gone quite an interesting green colour. Smells awesome. Definitely smells spicy squiddy. And I'm getting to the stages where I might have to start to be a bit careful with it. And I'm getting closer and closer to having to put my hands in it as well, which is going to be great because it's like a really dark green colour. Right, yeah, that's getting closer and closer to the points of putting fingers in. It is a proper rich green colour. Again, that's highlighted. We'll get away with putting most of that in. Hold a bit back just in case. Yeah, it's highlighted, folks, with the hemp oil, because obviously that's green as well. Yeah, fingers are going in there. Away. What we'll do first is get some of this hemp oil. Rub that on the fingers. I'm not doing this to hide my human scent or anything, folks. There's not tinfoil hat wearing crazy. It's to help stop the dough sticking to my fingers because it's still quite sticky. I'm going to work this into a paste, and you'll know when it's done because your bowl will be empty. It'll all have stuck together. That's the baby. It's a proper dark green. See, I mean, bowl's pretty much empty. Put that down. Get a fresh sheet. Just leave that on there for a moment. There you go. It's like a big poo, doesn't it? Big green Hulk poo. Yeah. If you find that in your garden, you'd be worried, I tell you. You'd probably leave it there. The bowl of cookies next to it saying, please don't come back. Yeah. That's half a kilo. The finest green. Okay. That's that then. What we're going to do now then, I need to clear all this away and get the rolling table out and the gun out, and we'll go on to squeezing some out and hopefully turning them into some nice little boilies. So I've not gunned this out before, so I should really have made a smaller batch up, but hey ho, done now, isn't it? See you in a minute.